You are now
No,
tuned.
let me do it. Let me do it. You are now tuned in to the Saying What You Won't podcast.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's Baby Gas.
And Mrs. Trap Hours.
That was a little delayed right there.
Sorry, I was focused on the mic. Okay,
No,
redo.
ain't no redo. Unscripted. Anyways, we have a special guest today. Introduce yourself.
My name is Ysenia.
Ysenia. I thought it was Yesenia when I first saw the name. Where'd you get the Ysenia? Is that your actual name, or did you just come up with like a new slang?
Ysenia, so it's spelled Y-S, like Yvette, Y-V. It's just
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
okay.
You know, you got them. Hey, it be them Hispanic names. They so common and popular. They twisting them up now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to sometimes. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you. First and foremost, for the people that don't know who you are, give them a little breakdown of what you do, where you're from, and exactly what you're doing here.
All right. I am a East Bay baby. I'm from Martinez, 925. I am now in the Valley. I am a hairstylist. I have been a licensed cosmetologist for 13 years.
Ooh.
I love everything beauty. And now I'm venturing off and telling people stories and giving them their flowers.
That's
My
what's up.
podcast.
That's
I
what's
love
up.
that.
That's what's up. I've seen you a few times. You know, rocking with my boy is. You know, with the
That's the
visuals,
cameraman.
with the visuals behind the scenes and all of that, and obviously, you know, we actually met recently, right, at our live backyard live.
Yes.
That's what's so dope about the backyard lives. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you really get the opportunity to like meet people up close and personal. We're not necessarily a podcast that denies anybody like depending on status.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're the same way. We love to tell stories, hear people's stories, pick each other's brain.
Yes.
So I know you know you reached out. I was like, hey, I seen your podcast is communication is therapy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, let's dive into it.
Oh yes. So, you guys are amazing. First off, I love
Thank
the
you.
podcast. I can't wait for Friday. I love that you guys keep it a buck. It's so hard with now today's society is so washed down on being sensitive. So I love that you guys are unfiltered and y'all say what people want.
Yeah, thank you.
I feel the
Period.
same way. I'm like, I probably shouldn't have said that, but fuck it.
Yeah, no facts. I think you know most of the time it's like, are we going on to like how many years doing this podcast?
It was like since 2016, 17.
Yeah, pandemic. I think pre-pandemic. I
Yeah.
think more like 18, 19.
Yeah.
You're putting a couple years on us, but that's all right.
Sorry.
But yeah, more like 18, 19, pre-pandemic. I think that, you know, sometimes I just be on social media, I be scrolling and I consume a lot of like podcasts,
Mm-hmm.
radios, things like that. And a lot of the times it just feels like, you know, people are holding back their real thoughts, you know,
Mhm.
whether they scared of, you know, cancel culture,
Mm-hmm.
they scared of the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that there's always been an avenue for like just keeping it real. People
Mhm.
support, like you just said. Obviously, you know, you
Yeah.
came, joined our backyard live. Probably seen us on what Instagram or something.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I think that that's what's dope. Because at the end of the day, our podcast is to do that. Just provide a different perspective. A lot of people are judgmental off the rip. It's a
Mm-hmm.
judgment-free zone here.
Period.
So I know when we initially talked, she was all like, "Well, you know, I got some big topics I want to touch on." And then I told the wifey, I'm like, she said something about some big topics, and she's like, "I'm scared." I'm like,
Hey,
I'm
I'm
like,
scared
what we
too.
talking
I
about?
don't know what we gonna talk about, but this is what we'll do. We'll switch it up, you know, from our natural format, and you know, we'll put the ball in your court a little bit. You know, I
Mhm.
know you did say you had some topics, so let's shoot the shit.
All right, so I know we had a lot of fun topics at the event. So I wanted to put like a serious matter of mental health. I feel
Mhm.
like y'all keep it a buck. Mental health of a man, of a married couple, of a woman. You guys are business people, you're business entrepreneurs, artists, everything. So I wanted you guys to just touch base on where y'all stand on mental health awareness.
You want to kick that off?
So when you say like where we stand on mental health awareness, like stuff that we've personally gone through or like what we
Do
feel.
you feel like it's a real thing?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I for sure feel like it's a real thing. I actually lost my brother that way.
Mm.
So I know I kind
Sorry.
of touched on it at the live. So I definitely believe it is a real thing. You know, our thoughts can definitely get the best of us.
Mhm.
I mean, they're deep, especially when, you know, we're not with our friends or we're not with our family. But as soon as we go home and we're in our room alone by ourselves, and then your mind just gets the wandering of things that you really deep down think about.
Right.
So yeah, it could definitely take over sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and first and foremost, shout out to the individual at the live show that brought that up, because even though it was a sensitive topic, I was glad that it was brought up by somebody who could relate,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm glad that people actually pay attention. Because when we do this podcast, right, like I don't want people to feel like all we do is like controversial topics,
Right.
messy
Yeah.
topics. Don't get we get crazy, don't get
Yeah.
twisted. But I think at the same time too, saying what you want is like a very big, it's a box of possibilities. The possibilities are endless
Mm-hmm.
when you say saying what you want. You could be serious, you could be funny,
Right.
and I think that when we touched on that topic in a couple episodes back, when we had took a big break, I think that the fact that people really watched that episode, it resonated with a lot of people. I think that's what's dope, because it also goes back to what you just asked, and I think not only ourselves but the community
Right.
knows that mental health is real. You know what I mean? I think we talk about this all the time, because not only did we lose, family member, we also lost a business partner 2 years ago, the same way, a good friend of ours, the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Losing
Sorry.
people to their mental is one of the worst ways that somebody can go. The worst way you can lose somebody. You have like a million questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when I put myself in the shoes of like, where do I stand with mental health and how I've dealt with mental health in the past as a man, I think it's like, for one, it's real.
Mm-hmm.
For two, is it is just in your head, right? But the mind is powerful,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
right? A lot of people get to touching on anxiety, and people get to saying like it's not real, it's just in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
That may be true, but the mind can make you overthink things.
Right.
It can magnify certain things that
Yes.
next person might feel like, it's not that serious.
Right.
Some people are privileged enough to like have a better control of their mind. And then on another side, not, and I don't do no religion on this platform, but more so, like Buddhism, right? I wouldn't say it was like, they're necessarily praising like a certain God, but it was like this individual, if I'm not mistaken, that like roamed the world teaching people about their mind. The
Mm-hmm.
mind is a powerful tool,
Mm-hmm.
manifestation. So here in our household, I mean, we take it serious. We take it day by day. Um, we try to balance, do a lot of things that can better your mental health. And like she said, when no one's around is when that starts piling up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So a lot of your younger years, when you got friends, you're kicking it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really realize like the shit that you're really dealing with until you get older and friends are busy and other people are busy, and then you start realizing like, oh shit, I ain't as happy as I thought I was.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, we met each other at a very low point of each other's lives. She had her personal things going on. She claims to be a mess, but I thought she was perfectly fine at the time.
I was a mess. Let me tell you. And I
Yeah,
drank a lot.
things like that, right?
Uh-huh.
Even that's an example. Like you might look at it like I'm having fun, I'm partying, I'm in my early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you look back and you look a little deeper, like, damn, I was drinking because I was really fucked up.
Like, what was I suppressing?
Isn't it crazy when you look back and like
Yeah.
look at the growth? Because I feel like in order to appreciate a high, you have to appreciate the lows.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, look at how it has elevated and how the minor setbacks have pushed you guys to be there not only for each other, for your families, but for the community. And I love that. I love that
Mm-hmm.
you guys could be honest about that and say it is real, because I feel like there's so many people who don't want to have emotions, have these guards up, or and
Yeah, afraid to feel. Like, one of my favorite quotes that I've seen floating around Instagram, and they've probably worded it different a few times, but it was like, it wasn't until I completely lost myself that I found who I truly was.
love that.
And I'm like, that's true,
good.
because I did. I had to completely lose myself, go through my lows, go through my depression, the drinking, because I'm trying to suppress, not wanting to feel or whatever it was. So, yeah, I feel like there is beauty in the darkness. which is crazy because my character that I just dropped, Demonia, that's why I say she's so personal to me because she is my therapy. She's that.
I love that.
So she's that darkness, but there is beauty in the darkness and you can't find it.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
very
And then, obviously, most importantly is like, you know, before we move on from the topic, right? It's like somebody might be like, well, how you overcome that? I First and foremost, I think the biggest thing for us has most importantly been putting God first. Second of all is like putting in the work, right? Like sometimes you just gotta get the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, it can look in all types of ways, right? Some people start hitting the gym. I know the gym is like a number one, a top three, solutions for depression. Because all that, right? All that can lead to your mind being fucked up. The shit that you're putting in your body.
Right.
Are you waking up in the morning, moving around?
Mm-hmm.
What's your and like I said, going back to where I come from, you wake up in the trenches, you wake up in the hood, you brush your teeth, you wash your ass, you go get it. You know what I mean? That's really how it is. But the more that the older you get, you start touching some more money, you start realizing like, hold on, I need a full routine. You know what I mean? Might hop in
routine helps. I will say that
Yeah.
routine helps.
Because like growing up, I used to think like, and this is from my perspective, right? Like I never forget. I used to go to like, I lived in Houston for some time, and they had like at the time it was like one of the rich cities aside from Houston. It's called Sugarland, and I used to go to these gyms, just to work out and stuff like that. And then I will always see like the older white dudes like in the jacuzzis or like they're in the sauna, and I'm just like, well, I'm just here to play some basketball or do the regular workout shit. And then I realized like all that shit's a self care. You know what I mean? And they got the recipe because for one they older, for two, money's not an issue. They're well off. So once you got some money, you're able to like slow down and really see certain things for what it is. Where you come from, where we come from, and the reason I mention where we come from is because a lot of our viewers most likely are still there. People trying to find a way out. All too much shit's happening. I might be trying to pay the bills. I ain't worried about mental health. Until I look back years later and be like, damn, like the bills fucked me up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The chasing my tail fucked me up. You know what I mean? So it is indeed real. Check on your loved ones. That's one of the best things I could say.
And sunlight, surprisingly. That is one of the methods I use right now when I'm feeling like, okay, the depression's coming. I'll go sit out in the sun for like 5-10 minutes. Just get that nice sun kiss. Because he'll ask me, like, what are you doing? I'm like, I was feeling depressed. I had to come get sun kissed.
Huh?
Sun kissed, yes.
I've never heard the sun kiss. Like, well, I mean, I have, the drink, but that sounded kind of like romantical right there. Like,
well, I mean, when you think about it, it kind of is. I needed to go get, that
little sun
kiss
makeout
real quick.
session.
Make me day.
Yeah, that's respect.
Yes.
Hell yeah, for
Love it.
sure.
Okay, thank you. Well, I appreciate your guys' honesty and vulnerability because obviously I got to be a part of the podcast to hear, but my followers weren't able to be there and see. So hopefully this time they'll be able to.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
for sure.
All right, y'all got something?
Yeah, I do.
He said I do. He always has something.
I always got something. Well, I mean, communication is therapy. I'm curious as to like where'd you come up with that? What was the purpose behind that? I've followed you. I've seen that you do, like you said, the cosmetic things, the hair. So how did you just like left right to this whole communication as therapy where you're like interested in telling people's stories and hearing people's stories? Like what sparked that?
So, I would say this past year, I started last October, so I'll be a year coming up. I needed an outlet to express what I want to say without being filtered or without someone ridiculing me or criticizing me. And so when I first started the podcast, I started it just me. My first segment is all emotion. So I have anger, sadness, happiness.
Inside out type of
everywhere.
vibes.
Yeah.
But that's who I am. That's where I was. And like, it's cool because you can see the growth throughout. And then I transitioned once I started my salon, once I got to a better place where I wanted to be financially and more established, I started realizing, so many people have so many similar stories and they're so afraid to speak about it because they're embarrassed or because, people are so judgmental or
Yeah.
cancel their like everyone got something to say. And the reality is I feel like if we showed more love and then gave people the flowers that they truly deserve, love goes a long way. Like everyone wins. And so I would ask like, hey, like, how do you feel about like saying that? Like, can I record you? And they're like, I don't want to be on, visual, but I'll do audio. And I was like, fuck it. Like, let's just go. Let's do it. And I started recording just like my friends talking shit, cohabitating, asking crazy questions. And then I was like, okay, this is fun, but I want more purpose. And I prayed on it, and God put all these people in my path who are entrepreneurs and who have amazing stories, who busted their ass, who put in the work, put in the effort. And so now I just want to give back and let their story be heard, but also, show everyone that you don't have to always be glitz and glam. Like real life isn't just glitz and glam.
That part.
It's everything, and people only want to show you the highlights.
Facts.
So I got people who are honest and vulnerable and brave too. Come on.
That's what's up. No, that's it reminds me. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the platform School of Hard Knocks.
Mm-mm.
Some dude on Instagram. He got a
Mhm.
YouTube channel. I think like over like 10 million followers,
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
but he goes like a little he goes to the top of the ladder.
Okay.
So he'll like bump into like CEOs and like billionaires and millionaires, and he'll get their perspective and their story, and it's like,
Mhm.
hey, real quick, like, how'd you get to where you at? Like,
Mhm.
were you born rich? Did you get the opportunity? And it's dope. It's dope for people to get vulnerable and be like, man, I was broke all my 20s, my 30s, my
Mhm.
40s, and my 50s. I saw my first meal.
Right.
Right. It's good to see different people's perspective,
Mhm.
which will lead me to what I was gonna ask. Is like, you say you got a shop.
Well, I'm renting, but yes.
Okay, but you got a shop.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, talk about like the road from like just doing hair or doing your cosmetic thing to like eventually, walking in or getting the keys to something that you like. This is mine.
Man, it was a journey, and I feel like there was so many times I left hair and I kept leaving, and I'm like, I always come back to hair. Like, fuck, let me just stick it out this time. So I did. I was renting. No, actually, I was doing commission in Modesto for 3 years, and I was making pennies. But I'm like, fuck it. Like, one day it's gonna get me to where I need to be. And then eventually, I'm like, you know what? I'm just not gonna do it anymore. I'm gonna work from home, and I loved it. All my clients came to me, and then I'm like, okay, this is getting ghetto. I feel like people are entitled, and I don't want to be bending over, breaking my back, washing people's hair in the sink. But like, I did it.
Oh wait, you was putting people in your actual sink?
Hell yeah.
Oh shit.
I mean, they were coming out bomb, so if you
The
gotta
thrastes,
That's how I
the
grew up.
thrastes on the left side,
Period.
weave on the right side, getting washed out.
That's so funny. I got flashbacks. That's how I grew up. They used to wash my hair in the sink.
Yes. I mean,
That's normal
it's
to
okay.
me.
It's going to be 5 minutes of your whole entire life for your hair to
Mhm.
look bomb. Like, girl, get over it. Like, at least for me, I'm like, who cares? You
Hold
have a
on,
good
but what
experience.
did you have anybody that was ever like,
What the
you're
fuck?
gonna wash my hair in your sink?
I mean, it's hella clean. But yeah, I did. I got some crazy hair stories.
Really, what's the craziest one? Just off topic, real quick.
The craziest one.
Give me like a one. It don't gotta be your craziest, but just give me a crazy
Oh,
moment.
no, it was crazy. So I don't accept new clients, and that's
Okay.
probably sounds terrible. I just
horrible.
have very loyal clients. I love all my babes. And I accepted new clients for 1 month, and I did a special, and I was so excited. And this girl had hit my hand while I was doing her hair, and I'm personal space, bitch. Don't touch me. So I paused because I'm like, what are we doing? Like, excuse me?
Yeah, why she hit your hand?
Right. So she's telling me, what am I doing to her because she dropped out of beauty school and she wants to know what I'm doing to her hair. I'm like, girl, I'm doing your fucking hair. Like, what? It was just weird.
Wait. She was talking about like, what are you doing, and like,
While I'm
walk
doing
me
her
through
hair.
it. Like, walk me through what you're doing to me, type
I
of
don't know
vibes,
what
or
she
like
was-
you're fucking up. What are you doing?
I don't know what she was on. And so I literally foiled the fuck out of her hair. I left her on the side and I went to the other suite because it's 2 suites back to back. And I just sat on that side until her timer went off. And when I tell you this woman was pressed, she went pee like 15 times within 45 minutes. That's a lot. So she was obviously bothered, or
Does she
thought
had to
like,
sit there?
I don't know, but I wasn't gonna
She
go and
said
entertain
that's a
her.
lot. She probably had hella drinks.
Did she have hella water? Because when I
Hell
drink
no.
hella water, I always gotta go.
Hey, me too. But 15 times in 45 minutes is crazy. But I feel like that was just like, what the fuck? So I did her hair, and during a consultation, I'm super thorough. Like, this is my name going out there. I don't
Right.
ever want anything less than good to go out. I mean, obviously less than great. But I said, okay, how do you part your hair? She said, I part it in the center. Perfect. So normally, if you have blonde hair, or like, for example, my money piece, it's in the front, it's center, it's to the side today. But when you switch your parting, you would know
Mm-hmm.
it's off. There's more hair on one side. It's not going to be even. It's not symmetrical. That's just common sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the girl decided to text me, I think like a week later, and was like, oh my God, I parted my hair to the side and it doesn't match. It looks different. And I'm like, girl, didn't you say you don't part your hair different? Like, that's a personal issue.
Yeah.
I was like, if you would like me to add some more, I have no problem doing that. She was such a pain in the ass. The way she was texting me was just rude. So I fired her. I said, respectfully, you could find someone who could better accommodate you. Have a blessed day. That was my wildest one. And I felt bad because I felt like professionally, like, I think I handled it to my best, but I'm like, damn.
For a second, I thought you said you fought her. Like,
no. It
I'm
ain't that serious.
like, damn, this shit getting good. What else happened?
Hair wars.
Okay.
No, literally, I think that was my craziest.
Wait, but like I'm confused on maybe I'm not familiar with like the whole hair scene, but I'm confused as to why not accept new clients. Like, what did new clients mean? New money, more money?
It does, but for me, not all money is good money, and I feel like with hair, you hell of energy exchange. And I feel like, at least with my personal experience, people have been more energy vampires lately, and the entitlement is real. Or like, if I book on a discount, they want everything for free. And that's like, girl, my time is valuable. Like, I'm already giving you a discount. And I don't know. It's just, it's a pain in the ass. I love it, but people.
No, I feel it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I feel
I
that.
feel your perspective. The reason I ask is like, maybe it's just me. Like, as an entrepreneur, as a business person, like if I got a business, you know what I mean, and it's probably my primary business, I'm either like on cruise control, which is like I'm comfortable with what I got, or it's like I'm about to turn it up a notch in this motherfucker because I want a bigger shot.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That energy exchange though is real. I believe in that, especially when it comes to people touching your hair.
Oh, 100%.
Tell us
Because
your story.
well, I have had a bad experience where like, I was getting sew-ins for a minute, and the girl, anytime she would braid my hair, like I felt like my hair would just get worse. It was just like falling out. I'm like, something's wrong, because when I came here, my hair wasn't like that.
Your shit was dry.
No, it wasn't dry.
Oh, okay.
But the energy was off with her, and like I felt it in my gut. But I'm just like, oh, but she's giving me a good price on these sew-ins, so I didn't like want to stop. But well, anyways, I stopped going to her. Went years, nobody touching my hair until I have my hairstylist now.
Okay, good.
And prior to that, I was going to somebody like since I was like 11, but then I had moved out the area. And then the girl that I have now, I've been with her from quite some time. So like, I don't go to different hairstylists because I feel the same. Like you were saying, like not all money's good money. I'm just more like, I don't care how big you are. I don't care if you have like 50,000 followers or you just do like,
Right.
I'm very like, I have to feel that energy from you. If I get bad energy from you, I will not come back.
So like, what you thinking? Like a date? Go on a date before you do my hair type of vibe?
No.
Like how? Like.
Well, you find out like when you go, like you have to experience it to know like, oh, I'm not coming back here.
Okay. So you at least gotta go once to.
Yeah,
feel
you
good.
at least have to go
Okay.
once.
Okay, see, that's some woman shit right there. I don't know nothing about that. You
Our
feel me?
gut, our intuition.
I just walk in a barber shop like, you got blenders or what? You feel me?
Yeah, no.
Like,
I mean, y'all got, every 2 weeks, right? For us women, you're going to pay a lot of money every 3 to 6 months.
yeah, okay.
So I feel like you want to invest. You're investing in your time.
Yeah,
You're
that's
investing
right.
in your stylist.
Yeah, you're right. Because as a guy, sometimes too, like my barber push my shit back, and I'm like, damn, all right, I'll see you in 2 weeks to fix this shit. Opposed to
Right.
like, girl, you right. You gotta rock with it for a couple months and shit like that.
Yeah.
And we're screwed. And then we're like, complaining the whole time, of course. Respectfully.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, see?
man.
Shout out to my girl, mulatto hair, that got my curls the way they are.
Period. Yes.
I will say she do take hella long though.
Hey, but the
You
hair
do
comes
take
out
Do
fire.
not rush a stylist, okay? I'm not gonna lie, I think that's my other pet peeve I'm dealing with right now. This is just like hairstylist chisme, so sorry y'all. I think it's crazy when I have an appointment, someone will be like, "Oh, I have to like be gone by this time." Mind you, they booked the appointment like 2 months in advance, so it's like, what, girl, plan better. I'm like, I'm not rushing my service. Like, you want to leave with the wet hair, or you want to have it blown out? You choose. And
Right.
they always want to be blown out, and so I'm like,
But okay,
You
okay.
listening?
Hold
Thank
on.
you for
No,
this.
Hold on,
You
because
listening?
I'm about to we about to debate right now for real. Because like, if I'm not mistaken, these hairstylists, even for the women, if you ask for a service, they'll quote you X amount of dollars, and then sometimes they go to the extent saying like it's a 2.5 hour service.
right.
Right? So if you're telling me, okay, yo, it's a 2.5 hour service, a 2.5 hour service, I'm about to come through, I know I should be, done within 2.5 hours. Why the fuck are you here 4 hours later? And then the hairstylist gonna be like, don't rush me. You know what I mean? Time is money, y'all. No, hold on. I ain't done. Listen, because the same thing happened to me. Shout out mulatto hair, but me and my wife, we go everywhere together, right? And it's like, if she got like a hair appointment, when I'm by myself, I'll like, I'll detour somewhere and I'll go do what I gotta do, or she gets her hair done in Sac, so like I'll get like a studio session, go there for a few hours. But this particular day, I had like all my kids with me, and then she was like, "Yeah, she gonna do this to me. It's X amount of hours. All right, cool." So then, I pop up, drop her off, go do my thing. I come back in the time that they said they'd be done. And then she's all like, I'm like, how much longer? Oh, she said 30 minutes. All right, cool. All right, whatever. That's 30 minutes past what she said the service would take. I come back 30 minutes later.
Not done.
She's like, she still ain't done with this side. I'm like, oh, hell nah. Because here's the thing, right? And maybe this is just me from a guy's perspective. Here's some criticism to all my hairstylists out there if y'all watching. You know what I mean? Time is money, right? And as like, if I go get my hair cut from my barber, you know what I mean? And I know a fade can take from anywhere from 30 to an hour.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, if I'm in your chair for an hour and 30, hour and 40, now I'm losing money somewhere else.
Right.
And you low-key losing money yourself. Because a real hustler been like, hold on, I'm going to squeeze in 2 girls instead of bullshit and then just doing one. So, I ain't...
Okay, but he left out the part that, for one, we do content. So I did content that day, so you have to record the process.
100%.
So it pauses for a minute so we can get this angle, record what we're doing, adjust the camera, adjust the angle, and then we're hungry.
Right.
So, and you brought the food.
I mean,
So we needed a little breaky break.
yeah.
She has the little ones there and standing and braiding for heck along. Come on. We needed the little breaky break to
my
eat.
barber is fading me up, eating the burger,
But is he braiding?
sipping some Hennessy.
Is he braiding, and does he have 2 kids with him?
Okay. Hold on.
Because my hairstylist shop is a mommy and kid-friendly shop.
I love that.
And I get to bring my kids as well. She got a whole
That
playroom.
is dope.
That's
That is
dope,
dope. I do give her that. But this is more than just your hairstylist. This is for hairstyle. I'm talking to Ysenia here too, right? About like she don't like to be rushed. But I'm like,
He like, girl, hurry up.
why you taking so long? You feel me? But I feel y'all. I mean, I get it though. Certain things, are not to be rushed. Now, do you guys feel like there's any type of compensation or discount when you go past the time promised?
So for me, I always say it's 4 to 6 hours. So I don't do that 2 hours.
Damn.
Yeah. So
4 to 6 hours?
100%.
What y'all be doing?
Chopping it up, vibes.
See, that's the
Same
chismosas.
Okay, like y'all don't be doing the same thing at the barber shop.
Yeah, it's just a 1 hour therapy session.
I'm weak.
Okay, and ours lasts about 4 to 6 hours.
I mean, damn, that's crazy. Yeah,
Okay,
that's crazy.
so color though, like haircuts, I'll get you out in an hour, but that's with a wash, a scalp massage, a haircut, and a full blow dry, and then your curls. So like you get in the works.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel it. I
I
feel
don't
it.
know.
I feel it. I mean, we could
A
go
lot
on and
more
on.
goes into our hair.
We could go on and on about that, but
Same.
you know.
Okay.
But yeah, okay, cool. But obviously the hair. Now, when you say cosmetology, do you do like any like face shit?
I do.
Okay.
So I was actually doing only men's. So when I transitioned to women's and doing color,
What's only man?
no, like only men's haircuts.
Oh, okay.
He's thinking OnlyFans, only men.
What?
Like, hold on.
Hey, that escalated.
What's
quickly.
this?
Okay.
Yeah. It's easier doing men's haircuts for sure, but hair splinters suck. They are real and they hurt. And then you just feel gross all day from having hair on you all day. I don't know how barbers do it.
Wait, so you okay? So you used to do only man like as far as what like facials?
No, just like cuts.
Oh, just cuts.
Mhm.
Okay, so you don't do like facials and shit like, what they call them? Like a facial. You
Yeah,
know
no.
what
I can, but I choose not to. That's not my area of
I mean?
expertise.
Okay,
It doesn't.
but you're
I don't like it.
experiencing the whole skin
Ain't that for like an esthetician?
type shit, but it goes all under the cosmetology in a way, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Right.
I thought they were separate.
Well, since we talk
Oh.
about skin, can you vouch for like the whole sperm being good for the skin?
It is very good for the
Okay.
If the man
It's
is
a facial.
eating right.
Okay.
If the
True,
man
say
is
that.
eating right.
Not big facts.
So if all you do is eat McDonald's and cheeseburger and greasy stuff, girl, don't put that man's sperm on your face.
Shit,
that.
I don't even eat McDonald's like that. But okay, so for all the fellas out there that's eating right,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Mhm.
okay, because I think I seen on like an Instagram video. I seen somebody.
Yeah, you like freeze them too. You can like rub it on your face. I seen a girl do it that way too.
I seen a girl pop up with like a little cup to her like esthetician appointment,
That's crazy.
and old girl like mixed it in with the other of like the rest of her products and shit, and she got like the full facial.
For real?
And it was A1, I
That's
swear.
pretty cool. I did the
sure?
the salmon sperm facial.
You sure?
That's a real thing too.
Wait, you
Salmon?
Salmon sperm facial.
Hold on, you got
Really?
salmon nut?
Yeah, it's really good for your skin. Very good.
Nah, okay. Hold on, pause right there. Do you understand how that sounds like, y'all? Like, yeah, I got salmon nut. You know what I mean?
Hey, I mean, I didn't even know. I was just like, oh.
Are you married?
Yeah,
So
of course.
what the fuck you doing going with the salmon for?
You see, my girls.
Oh, your man eat McDonald's.
Bye. No, sir.
Okay. I was like, my man been eating healthy, so I gotta go with the salmon. Okay.
I did it's a microdermabrasion, and they top it off with the salmon sperm, and it's a new Korean beauty skincare trend, and it literally transforms your skin. I notice a big difference.
I need to go try that.
Well, I'm a salmon today, baby. I'm a salmon today.
Shut up.
Shit, that's crazy though.
No, it's really good. A lot of benefits, honestly. It makes your skin glow, texture it helps with, acne scars, all the above. Highly recommend. Learn something new every day, right?
You do.
I got you, baby. I got you.
Try that. You ain't a salmon, okay?
Don't worry, we gonna get you taken care. We gonna get you taken care of. You gonna be all right. Damn, that's crazy though. Okay, well, the communication is therapy is something that we touch on here, right? I mean, I have a little like different perspective. Like communication is therapy, communication is key, but in the recent years, I've taken it up like a notch because even though communication is key to me, I feel like the key to it all is real transparency.
100%.
Transparency. A lot of people communicate but don't communicate right.
That part.
You know what I mean? If people communicate but don't
very
keep
true.
it real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think transparency is the real therapy here. Being vulnerable, keeping it real. Why that title?
Because for me, at least, I feel like when I speak or when I talk to people, I feel relieved. I feel at a state of peace. And I try and give that as much as I receive, even if it's bad news or anything sad. Like, you have to take.
So how do you practice this in your relationship? If you don't mind me, like, is there a lot of communication in your marriage?
Yes.
How long you been married?
I've been married for 4 years.
For 4 years. Okay, congratulations. We right behind you. Okay. Now, do you feel? Are you like? What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Gemini.
Woo!
know,
Gemini
like,
gang.
Gang, not for real.
Mayor June.
June.
Ooh, the June one.
Okay.
Big Gemini.
Energy. I'm for it. Yep. What was your sign?
I'm Virgo.
Oh, yeah. Virgos are chill.
They're hard-headed.
We the true.
Oh, we're Taurus. My husband's a Taurus.
We the true. Let me tell you, it really don't. Honestly, it don't really get more real than the Virgo. But that's another conversation that could take like a whole nother podcast
Yeah, you don't want to
episode.
go there.
You know what I mean? Gemini, a lot of two-faced action there.
No. They always say that. No.
Two-faced action.
No.
You need a lot of salmon for Geminis.
No, you don't.
You know, listen. I'm gonna just the reason I asked is because Geminis are horrible at communication.
Says who?
Horrible.
I wouldn't say we're horrible.
Look, I had my share of Gemini. You know what I mean? Like, I honestly think that, like, for her, for example, she communicates when, you know, the communication is initiated by the opposite party.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, like, if we get into an argument and it's her fault, she ain't saying shit.
Do you ghost or do you just silent treatment?
Oh, yeah. I go quiet. But also, like, as a Gemini, we got a reckless ass mouth.
I'm saying.
So,
Respectfully.
I know before I say some shit that really gonna get me into some more shit, I'm gonna just shut the fuck up and go sit in what I need to sit in for a while.
Me too.
Because sometimes you like to poke, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to talk right now. Like, leave me alone. And you want to resolve it, like, right now.
Yeah, because communication is therapy.
Yes,
You
but
know what
you
I
don't
mean?
have to.
And
do
I'm
it in that
communicating. I need some
instant.
time.
Huh?
You don't have to do that in an instant. So, like, we have a 48-hour rule. So, like, if it's bothering you past that 48 hours, we're going to have a conversation. We're going to have a sit down. I'm going to hear you out fully, and you're going to hear me out. And then we're going to compromise and leave it at that. And
Ooh, I like that.
Wait, hold on.
Hours?
What? I don't like that. 48 hours. So what if it doesn't bother you after 48 hours? You just never bring it up?
it wasn't that serious. Is it going to matter in 5 years? Majority of the time,
If
it's
it
not.
matter tomorrow, it low key matter. You know.
But-
That's why she
That's
said
it.
48 hours. So if it don't bug you no more, then let's just leave it alone. Why we got to keep poking at it?
Mm-hmm.
But if it is something that bothers you, then like, yes, of course. Now we going to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me put you on some game, right? Funny shit to the side. As to why I'm like a in the moment person in communication.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, I used to hear a lot of. I would not necessarily just hear a lot of stories. I knew people,
Mhm.
right? I am one of those individuals that like I learn from others, and I learn not to make the same mistakes.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I always like use this metaphor like I see the banana peels that everybody slips on, and I avoid them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I met a few people in my life that had the resemblance and the similarity of, you know, losing somebody in the midst of an argument, never being able to like really tell them what they really feel, never being able to tell somebody I love you one last time. You know, people feeling that guilt because they lost somebody and the last time they spoke it was a fight. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, me, I'm the type of person like, okay, cool. I could be nonchalant too, but my nonchalant is not like her nonchalant. Her nonchalant is like I'm gonna go to another room and you know, just take a breather. My nonchalant, you know, I like getting in the whip and I'm driving. You know what I mean? But I guess one of my biggest fears is to be like, you know, I wanted to say something. I wanted to tell you my part of the argument. I didn't get to because, you know, you wanted your space. You know, maybe I left and never didn't come home. You know what I mean? So I'm like an in the moment person for that
I
same
feel
reason.
that.
You know what I mean?
No,
So
that's
it's like, you know, it's not no funny shit to the side. That's really what it is. It's not necessary. Like, I get you, you get your space, but if it's not that serious, like you said, it shouldn't even have went past the moment. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I see it. And then another thing that I see that I always, you know, took me some time in our relationship, and she could tell you I used to go in on her about the shit, like with my kids, with my partner, with my siblings, with my mama. Like, if for the same reason that I just got done explaining, even if we're arguing, I still love you. I love you. I verbalize that. I love you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I love you. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to be one of those people that like, damn, like I didn't get to say it one last time.
Mm-hmm.
And I know too many. You know what I mean? And I know myself, like I've lost people, not necessarily that I was like fighting with, but just that. Like I've lost people in recent years, in the last year, 2 years, 3 years, that I didn't get to say like I love you one last time. You know what I mean? So I try to keep that shit like I try to make sure that I'm not one of those people. I don't want to be the next person telling somebody that story.
No big
Like,
fact.
damn, yeah, I got into an argument, or my wife telling somebody else, like, oh, I got in a fight with my husband, and I told him give me space, and he left and never came back. You feel me? That's how would you feel? How would you feel?
I would feel like shit.
Yeah,
It would
exactly.
make me
So
sad.
suck that shit the fuck in. You know what I mean?
But still, sometimes no. But sometimes I do need, like, I need my time though, because I need to get over the boiling factor. Like, let me get over that, so then I could be clear minded. Because if you keep poking at me, I'm gonna overboil, and then that's when you'll get the reckless mouth Gemini, and I'm just gonna, you know what I mean? Like, we don't need to go there.
Yes. No.
Like, and I don't want to go there because, like,
feel it.
I know how my mouth could get.
Okay, so you guys are more of the like, I didn't mean that.
Oh no.
That's what it sounds like.
Business.
It sounds like you guys are like, I didn't mean that, so like, let me not say nothing. I'm a believer. Hey, the tongue is powerful. You say what you mean.
No, see, I feel like, at least for my part, like, it's more of when I say I can get reckless at the mouth, it's gonna be like, who the fuck? Like, I'm about to crash out. Not like I'm gonna say something like, oh, I didn't mean that. It just means like I'm about to crash out. Like, I'm gonna throw some shit. Like, and I don't want to go there.
Damn.
Big facts.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I know myself, so let me cool off, because like when you keep poking, that's when like I just get overly mad now, and then it's gonna get to the point where I'm like, well, fuck it, then I'm gonna crash out, and I don't want to.
So here's the thing, right? All right, now let's switch the perspective. I do get that. I've learned that over the years. You know what I mean? Give her some time, give her space. And in the event where I have given her space, her ass will go like a day and still be mad the next morning. And I'm like, I ain't about to be doing this shit. We work together.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, get it the fuck together. You feel me?
Yeah.
The nap wasn't enough. Get your stupid ass back to sleep. Shit. Like, it can't be that serious. It can't. It don't even be looking at me like that, because it's
My
never.
husband will be like,
Whatever.
did you wake up on the right side of the bed today?
And that already is gonna piss you off, right? Like,
Yeah.
why would you say
Wait,
that?
Right?
It didn't seem like it pissed her off till you said something.
I know.
Did you not see how she was like?
Yeah, I just give him the look. Like, I sure did. Thanks for asking.
That's
I hope you
good.
did too. You know.
That's good. That's
Gotta
good.
Make sure you're listening. But then sometimes I'm like, okay, chill out. It's not that serious.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
part.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think it's important, obviously, to know your partner, know who you dealing with, know who you rocking with, right? I did have to learn how to deal with the whole Gemini thing. Me being Virgo, I've been told like we're stubborn. I get it. You feel me? But it's just that, like, I think that we can agree to disagree. I feel like the way that I am has like saved us a lot of bullshit too. You know what I mean? And not to say that what she has, her little space that she requires hasn't saved us either. But I feel like, yeah, just some things ain't that serious. You know what I mean?
Big
I'll
facts.
come through, poke at her, then next thing you know, she's smiling and shit. You feel me? So I'm like, all right, we good. We
Yeah, so just give me some time.
No, I'm saying like
I
when
might not say it, but when I'm thinking alone, I might be like, okay, maybe you was tripping.
Yeah, see.
I'm not gonna admit it, but like, maybe.
But hey,
you're
but
right.
y'all do hold on. I want to keep it real with y'all, right? Because y'all got it's two women. We haven't had two women in the room in a minute. Y'all do know that fucks with guys, though. You know what I mean? I do want y'all to really like
What?
understand that, like when you guys know you are in the wrong, but you guys take it the cute way out. Like, I know he right, but I ain't gonna say nothing. Y'all may look at it like some cute shit, some funny shit, which it might be.
I say
But-
sorry.
No, hold on. But at the same time, accountability is a real thing.
100%.
And us guys, we like that shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, well, I'm
speak,
working on
speak
it.
your truth. You feel me? Stop trying to make it seem like, oh, I flashed earlier, my man, without, tell us straight the fuck up. I was in the wrong. You know what I mean? Because countless times of that, like, you thinking of it all nonchalant, it goes back to why people start drifting. You know what I mean? And this is saying what
That's
you want.
true.
I'm going to
That's
keep that
true.
shit the fuck real. You know what I mean? There's a lot of ways you can lose your man, and that's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Not taking accountability. It's cool, you know. And it might be a Gemini thing. I don't know shit. Cause I know there's women out there that be like, sorry, daddy, I ain't mean that shit. I'm like, yeah, don't trip, baby. It's all good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, it don't hurt. It don't hurt.
Okay.
You can rinse your mouth off later. It does not hurt. To just, you know. Nah, that's real though. That's real for sure. Any other big topics you might have for us?
I feel like you guys answered. The mental health was the biggest one.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys touched all aspects on it too, and then
Why'd you ask that? If you don't mind me asking, is mental health big for you?
It's super big for me, and I feel like a lot of men in my circle, unfortunately, tone down their emotions to please their family members, please their partners, and I feel like they shouldn't. I feel like it's so important to be able to express who you are and how you feel, especially in such a watered down place, because you should
Right.
have a safe zone,
Right.
whether that's your partner, your family, a friend. Like,
Yeah, you have your person.
I think that you should keep it to an extent though.
what do you mean?
Like I feel like you should never really like reveal how you really feel. I feel like people like not there's either it'll be used against you.
Oh,
I also think that people will never fully understand you, just because it's your mind and your mind only. Um, I think that it's like a very common thing too for us men. You're obviously like the protector, the provider. You're automatically looked as the one that got to keep it together. And even when you do have a partner, right? I got a supportive partner. She holds me down through whatever, even when you might feel like, oh, like I got you. It's like, but you can't really have me if you don't even really know what I'm really going through. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, sometimes, pat on the back or like, come here, like, I got your back. But at the same time, and it could be the same thing, vice versa, right? We're not in a woman's shoes. So, even though I might be like, yeah, like, I got you, whatever you need, like, you always could come to me. We never fully understand each other. So, at the same time, it's also like, in my personal opinion, it don't make no sense to try to like fully like open up inside out. You know what I mean? And like,
to your partner, you should. Like, at least for me, I feel like respectfully, you want to, you love the person for them, and broken, whole, whatever. But you should be able to honest and be like, look, like, I'm feeling like this today, like this shit weighing me down. You know what I'm
right?
saying? Because you know when he's off.
Right.
Like, we just know. Women know. Women's intuition never off. But I don't know. I feel like that's the biggest disconnect.
I think it's
Right.
hard when, because you do have those women out there that a man will be vulnerable, cry, whatever it is, and then you guys get into an argument, and a girl could be as heartless as, like, that's why you were crying like a little bitch on my lap, and it's things like that, that makes a man not want to talk about it because, like, damn, are you going to use it against me later that, like, I'm in this vulnerable moment? So it's like, I understand it. It's hard to be, like, fully trusting.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's not necessarily that for me, right? Because it's like you gotta know yourself. You know what I mean? You gotta be comfortable. Somebody was to throw that in my face, like that's why you was crying like a little bitch. Like what? I fucked your best friend, bitch. What you talking about?
I just heard it.
Hey, we're both crying this. We're both crying this motherfucker together. What you talking about?
I've just heard it before, and I'm like, damn, girl, like that's messed up.
I think for me it's like trying to explain something that they don't get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you speak Spanish?
I do.
Okay. Do you speak Chinese, Mandarin? All right. So like me trying to talk to you in a language that you don't speak, it's irrelevant. You know what I mean? And if I'm trying to explain to you what's going on in here, I could tell you, hey, I'm not right today. I don't feel good today. I'm not in the mood today. I could tell you what, like what's going on with me, but can I really tell you what's really wrong? Shit, I can't. Half the motherfucking time, I don't even know. You know what I mean? But that's what us men do. We get that shit together. We deal with that shit in private. We make sure that the family, because like you said, you feel that right when he's off. That right there automatically makes us clutch up. I don't want my kids to feel it. I don't want my wife to feel it because according to everybody, it's a strong presence when you're not right. So you just bottle that shit up and deal with that shit on your own. You know what I mean? So that's just some food for thought. Maybe some of my men out there can relate and shit. What's our time on that recorder right there? Yep. Yeah, I think that's yeah, from a guy's perspective. I know, women, you guys are a little more like mushy, you know what I mean? And sugar and spice and shit, you know what I mean? Y'all a little
Yeah.
easier to understand.
No big facts.
Um but I think it's also like that pressure. And honestly, like, I know I've seen a lot of topics, a lot of people like, let's break that and all that, right? I feel like, that's just a man's place. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm not necessarily like, I'm not old school, but I'm not hella new school either. You know what I mean? But I do live by that. Like, us, man, we carry the throne. For a reason, not just because like you want to be on this high horse and be like, I'm the king of this shit, but it takes a lot to be, the king of anything.
Right.
You gotta make a lot of sacrifices and a lot of stuff like that. Sometimes you might not see eye to eye. Your wife might be toxic. She might throw hella shit at you. You know what I mean? I deal with that shit all the time.
Okay,
But
that was
like,
a long time ago.
but hence the fact that I just said, you go through hella shit.
And it was a reaction to his action, by the way.
Look, we ain't gotta talk about that. We know kings.
You
How
brought it
kings
up.
live. Kings can have multiple things. Um, yeah,
You
going
know what?
going a little back to the relationship side of things, though.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You say you are you bringing your man to the backyard life.
Yes.
Did he come with you last time?
No. He had to work.
Okay, so you wanted to test the waters, make sure it was something that, like.
I
All right, this
Like,
this,
do I want to bring him
yeah,
here?
this appropriate because we have not talked about this, I think, on a podcast yet, but we have had a couple, actually separate, get a divorce from one of our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a couple that came to
Mhm.
one of our live shows. It wasn't a backyard live, but they came to one of our live shows, and unfortunately, they wasn't as rock solid as they thought. They came on stage, and we played a couple games, and one of those games ended up exposing some shit. You know what I mean? And it turned into a lot, and I knew it was a lot that day because of like the things that happened after, but it wasn't until like I got a message like a couple months later, like, you know what, we actually separated. And I'm like, damn. So now I'm like, we like Jerry Springer, bro. Hold on, we like Jerry Springer for real.
Yeah.
Blessing in disguise. In all honesty, everything happens for a reason. And realistically, if you have to limit yourself with your partner and pretend you're someone else, you
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't be with that person.
Right.
Respectfully, like,
Mm-hmm.
no harm, no foul.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that. Do you fart in front of your man? No.
No.
Ah, there you go. We are women here. That said it. That's it. It's a wrap. Don't ever bring it up again.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
I did
Whatever.
participate in the question. I just feel like, my friend who came with me, she said she does. That's great. I love that for you, but girls don't fart. That's gross. I don't know. Sorry. That's
I'm just like, girls fart. Like, yeah,
they
we'll
do.
go to the bathroom or go somewhere else to do what we
he
gotta
was
do.
funny. He was
But
funny.
girl, we not holding in our farts.
Yeah, no, that's not good for you.
No, my stomach not about to be hurting. I don't think so.
Oh, she said it so like girls don't fart. You hear me? It's sugar and spice. You
No,
hear me?
my tita used to call them peritunis. So she's like, "Ay, Dios mío, do you have to do a perituni? Go to the bathroom."
What? Petty Toonie?
Yeah,
What's that?
a fart.
Fart.
That's
Why
what
she
used to
call it that? Where that name come from?
I'm not sure, but it was cute. So ever since then, it was like, you keep it cute, you know? You go to the bathroom when you fart. Don't be a cochina. So
Damn. Okay. Oh, well, I'm glad you came and cleared up the air because we've had like a couple male guests, and we asked them, and they're like, yes. One's like, yeah, you cool. Another one of our guests was like, hell nah, bitch, why you do that? You know what I mean? Like, I'm on that side. Yeah, pack your bags,
Oh
bro.
my
Yeah.
do you
gosh.
fart in front of her and you expect her to just stay there?
Hell, I'm a whole ass man.
That's crazy.
What?
That's crazy. Why can you do it?
So hold on, no, because don't take your statement back. We ain't gonna do that.
I'm standing on it. I'm not standing on it.
Okay, so you said girls don't fart.
Right.
Never in your statement did you say men don't fart either.
I didn't say it.
You feel me? Exactly. So you agree that it's a manly thing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
People say it all the times. Even moms that have boys, they'll tell you boys are gross.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is. You know what I mean? And women like that shit. You know what I mean? Like
We're going with that.
Never
you
did
like
I
getting
say
you
that I
like
like
getting
that
trapped
shit.
under the cover.
No, I
You
do
know what I mean?
not.
With a fresh fart.
Be
Hell
feeling
late
like
night.
a goddamn earthquake, and that's not okay.
Yeah, that's not okay.
Nah, you gonna be alright though. You feel me? You go and look. It all depends on what you eat, right? You know what I mean? Fortunately, the healthier you eat, for some reason, a motherfucker come out crucial. You know what I mean? So you can't have your cake and eat it too. You get what I'm saying? But I'm glad we asked you that. You know what? That puts this to rest.
Okay, I have one question for y'all. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Ooh, to be able to be invisible.
Ooh, I like that. Okay. Would you
Fucking creep.
would you spy on people?
Yeah, probably.
Fuck with it. Okay,
Yeah,
period.
probably. It might end up in a bank somewhere.
I'm saying.
I don't know. You know. It'll
I
help.
teleport.
Hell
Ooh,
Which
that's a
person you would go?
good one.
I'd be like right now, Japan,
yeah. Period.
quick. Get some fucking sushi.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Buzz down, teleport right back to my bedroom.
That's
That's what I
tight.
would do for real.
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably one of the wettest superpowers you can have because it's like,
That'd be
you know
cool.
what I mean? I can not only is it fun, but I can also use it. If we talking about like some superpower, super villain shit. If I'm fighting, I'll teleport out of there. You feel me? I'll deal with this shit later.
I dig it.
What about you?
I would teleport for sure.
Teleport? Yeah, that's the one.
I feel like I always need to be two places at once. So if I could just really quick go to one event, go to the next, we're good.
Teleport or reading minds?
Hell no. I can't even stand being in my own mind. You wanna
Yeah,
read
see,
everything?
but hold on, let me elaborate on that. I want to be able to choose what I'm listening to.
Okay.
You know how some people got that superpower and they hear everything?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I want to be able to be like, I want to listen to this person.
What would
man.
you want to listen to?
Like, just want to make sure who talking shit.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Something. You know what I mean? And that shit got to come with a translator. You know? it got to come with a translator for real.
I'm weak.
Nah, for real, because you never know. Do you believe in like those people that like read your mind? Do you believe in that type of shit?
Like tarot?
Nah, not like tarot. Like I had this magician one time, right? Like I was at this grand opening, shout out Backpack Boys, but I was at this Backpack Boys event in LA
Mm-hmm.
and my boy Casada had this magician on deck. I forgot what his name was. But there was this magician, he'll read your mind, bro. Like anything you think, I'm like, hell no, that's bullshit. He started off with the typical, like he had the cards and all that. Pick this card, and here's your card that you had. I'm like, all right, cool. I've seen too much of that shit. That's cap. But then he's all like, all right, well, now take this. I'm gonna take this pen and I'm gonna take this card. I want you to, think of a name in your head,
Mm-hmm.
and then look at me while you're thinking about it. I'm like, all right. Now I dug deep. I'm talking about. I ain't think of like my wife. I ain't think of none of my friends that were there. I thought of somebody, a friend of mine's from like 15 years ago, and bruh's like looking at me, and he's like staring me down, and he writing the name backwards. So he's starting with the last letter, going left, and then he like, by the time, and I think I even switched it up in my mind real quick, like trying to fuck with him. And then I'm thinking of it, he like turns the card around and it's the fucking name and it's spelled exactly how bruh's name is spelled. I lost it.
Damn.
I'm like, damn.
He's good.
And I'm like, I ain't believing that shit because I know, magicians and all that. And I'm like, nah, bro, you done did some shit. I don't know. That's next level. He turned the non-believer to a believer that day. Swear to God to you. And you can't even explain it to the next person because the next person not going to believe you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, nah, that's cap. Nah, he got me. I still think about that shit. I be thinking, like, how the fuck did he do that? Could he read minds? I think it had to do something like he was looking at me. I was looking at him. I'm
Eye
not sure if
contact,
he's like
maybe?
something.
That's crazy.
That was a superpower.
I do believe. I feel like some people could read really good. I think Geminis could read a room super fast.
Mm-hmm.
I also
We
feel
can
like,
as soon as we step in. We know who we're not gonna like,
girl, big facts. Or our
and not even trying to be mean. You feel it. They could be smiling and like well-mannered person. You
Yeah.
feel it though. You're like,
No, I agree.
Something's off.
Something's off. Girl, yeah, I agree. And so I feel like with people like that, like when they're super in tune, I feel like you could just read them or how he did read you.
Yeah.
It was scary though.
That's crazy. I mean, it wasn't scary to me. I was just mind blown.
Have you ever had like psychic people come up to you or like tarot readers come up to you?
All right, look, I'm gonna give y'all this. I'm gonna give y'all the story, right? All right, so like are you Mexican?
Mm-hmm.
You full Mexican?
Costa Rican, Salvadorian, Nicoya,
Okay.
everything.
All right, cool. Mexican and Salvadorian here.
Period.
So like not to touch too much on like my mom business and shit, but I know my mom. If I'm not mistaken, my mom used to play with some shit back in the day. Like all the Latina women's do. You
As
hear
my
me?
mom did.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so look, so one day I'm pumping gas at a random ass AM PM. You feel me? And I'm like, there's like this homeless person there. Homeless people that just be talking to themselves. Like not all homeless people, but the fiends.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking like, all right, this is just another fiend like twacked out or something. And then when I'm like going inside the AM PM to pay, I think was it a girl? I think it was a guy actually.
Yeah,
Nah, it was a guy.
It was a guy.
Yeah, it was a guy. So he's like, "Oh, what's up, bro?" He's like, "You remember me?" Hell no, I don't remember you. And I keep it real. You feel me? I'm like, where I know you from?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, remember, like we knew each other from like back then. But he didn't tell me like a certain situation. I'm just like, oh yeah, what's up, bro? How you been? I just played it off and shit. He's all like, man, I've been good, and he's like, how's everything with you? And like he like mentioned something of me that kind of like threw me off. I'm like, what the fuck? Well, nice seeing you, bro. I kind of dusted him off. I went inside, and I paid at the cash register, and I had some Dutches at the time. This is like when Dutches were popular. I had some Dutches, and I had my keys. You know what I mean? So then he's all like, oh, did you forget? Oh, you forgot your keys. So I turned around and I look at the window and it's the cashier. He's like jingling my keys. I'm like, oh shit. So I go in there, grab my keys, and then I'm walking out. He's like, what about your cigars? So then I look back and the cashier wasn't waving no cigars. You hear me? So I'm like, what? And I look in my pocket. I ain't have my Dutchess. So I go back inside and my Dutchess are sitting there like the cashier didn't even realize that I had left my Dutchess. How the fuck did he see that? You know what I mean? So, I grabbed my Dutchess, whatever. It tripped me out though. I called my sister. And I'm like, bruh, you never believe what happened to me. Wooty whoop. When she was like, bruh, shut the fuck up. Tell me why the other day I was downtown at this little event and some lady comes up to me talking about, do you remember me?
That's crazy.
And then I was like, no, like, where do I know you from? And she was all like, remember? She's like, I know you from a while ago. She's like, I know your mom. Whoop, whoop. And that lady was also like homeless, twacked out. So it's like, we never really fully connected the two, but it was like, nah, that was some weird shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck, I gotta stop smoking. You know what I mean? Like,
Damn.
but you know how it is. Like,
Yeah.
you try to like blame it on something else.
Mm-hmm.
Try to find
Oh.
something logical first.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. It's like, damn, I was late. Nah. I called my sister and she instantly like, shut the fuck up, bro. This happened to me too. I'm like, that shit was crazy. I believe in all that shit.
Same.
I believe in all that shit.
I feel like people come into your life for a reason, and she might have just been a reminder of slowing down, realistically, like being present, being in the moment.
That might be, hey. You know what's so crazy? Damn, that's
true.
crazy that you said that, because that was like, I was at a time in my life during that time where I was kind of like falling back into my old ways, right? Like shit that I used to do as a kid, you know what I mean? That I wasn't too proud of. But I caught myself like spiraling back to that. And I did kind of put that logic, in there. I was like, damn, bro, what if it was like I'm falling back into my ways and that was like it telling me like, do you remember me?
Right.
Like, I know you from back then. Damn, that shit crazy. Conspiracy
Yeah.
theories, y'all. I mean, I don't know. Shit. You know what I mean? I believe in that shit.
I do too.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's some people who really know what they're doing. Like, I know it's looked down upon religiously, but they're gifted for a reason, you know?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Then maybe it's a warning. Maybe it's a
I mean, I think
confirmation.
everything comes with a price, though.
Oh, for
You
sure.
know what I mean? Obviously, I believe in God. You know, I'm a God fearing man, but I also feel like where there's good energy, there's bad, and
Hmm.
that's a cycle of life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't even gonna drop no names, talk no crazy shit about anybody. There's an individual that I just saw today, that happens to, I seen he just fucking got locked up, and he's facing all these crazy amount of years, right? But we were seeing him on the internet, prior couple years, like for the last few years, we seen him on the internet playing with certain spirits or certain shit like the Santa Muerte, you know what I mean? And people feel like, that's something that you got to keep like feeding into, and
Hmm.
the whole story, right? We
Yeah.
ain't got to talk too much about it, but long story short, I've seen it on the internet, and the reason I ain't touching too much about it because I ain't too familiar with the situation. But everybody on the internet's in the frenzy. Like, if you guys remember, bro was playing with that shit. Bro must have not paid his dues, and the shit done came back
Oh.
and collected theirs. You know what I mean? I've seen a situation like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean that's a whole nother conversation right there.
Yeah.
It get deep.
That's a
It
good
definitely
one.
get
That's a
deep.
good one.
It get deep. You feel me? I pray to God. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
me too.
I
Yeah,
pray to God,
period.
bro.
No, that's right.
That's about it. But any last things that you want to touch on? Anything else you want to say before you go?
Let's see. Mm, if you can give your younger self advice, what would it have been for the both of you guys?
Mm. For me, it would have been what's the words I want to use for it, but stay that weird girl.
I love it. Authenticity.
Yeah, like stay her.
Hmm.
Don't change. Don't try to follow into other people's footsteps or trying to be a part of a crowd.
Hmm.
Stay weird.
I love that.
For me, I might have to go like I might have to hit the Nike, like just do it.
Period.
I think a lot of times in my younger years, my recent years, it's been a lot of things that I've wanted to do, ideas that I've had, ideas that my wife has given me, ideas that other people have given me, and it's like I like start to like second guess should I do it, and then here we go a couple years later, and I see someone else do it,
Hmm.
and it worked. You know what I mean? So a lot of times in my younger years, I thought to myself like, nah, or like I downplay myself, like I ain't the person for that or that. Just do it. You know what I mean? You'll never know. People, a lot of now I'm at a point now where I'm not afraid to fail. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Especially right now, it's the hardest time to be like that because everybody's worried about numbers. You
Mm.
drop a podcast, people. The first thing that I see all these other podcasters do: how many views did we get?
Oh my god.
You're an artist. You drop a music video. Oh, did we hit 10K? You know what I mean? And that's cool. Don't get twisted. Everybody wants numbers,
Mm.
but when you worry too much about it, it waters down the creativity.
100%.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like you're hella happy about this like fucking work of art, and then you don't get the numbers you expected. So now you're like all like downplaying yourself about it. So yeah, it's just do it for me for sure.
I love that.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
Well, we glad to have you.
Thank you guys.
Uh, Saying what you want podcast. Y'all don't forget to like, subscribe, drop a comment. We
Mhm.
also have the super thanks activated. Send us a thanks on here, man. We will appreciate you. Once again, I'm Baby Gas,
And I'm Monique Moraz.
and this is the Saying What You Want podcast with special guest Ysenia. Y'all make sure y'all go tune in with Communication is Therapy. Let's go. Till next Tuesday.